Hey everybody, I wanted to share a few tips today for those who are working with their kiddos who need help sleeping. So excuse my surroundings, I'm working from my garage today. My kids are out front playing and I'm working in here. So it's kind of fun to have a different change of scenery and also be able to keep an ear on them while I get some work done. So the three things I wanted to teach you today are families come to me a lot and they talk about, this is great that you've got this book and all, but still I need help setting the scene. I don't know how to set myself up for success when it comes to putting my kids to bed. So I've come up with 3 tips that I think are really important for people to try. And it's funny, they're pretty basic, but a lot of people miss them. So first step is when you're about to get ready for bed, turn off all the lights in your home except for like one low lamp in the child's room or the room where you are. A lot of people come to me and they're like, my kids don't go to bed until really late, but turns out they've got the television on, they've got all the lights on in the house, and they don't have that body reset until much too late at night, after 9 or 10 o'clock. So we're all guilty of this, and it's funny, it's like this crazy idea that's so obvious, but turn off all the lights in your home, or even try this for yourself some night. Turn off all the lights in your home except for one low lamp, and your body will start to get sleepy. Because that lack of light input will make your body start to wind down and feel like it's time for sleeping. The second one I have is allow enough time for that wind down. So some families are like, okay, my goal is to have my kids to bed by 8:30, and at 8:15 they're like, okay, upstairs, brush your teeth, get jammies on, get to bed, and like they don't allow enough space in the timeline for our body to kind of wind down. If you're rushing to change your clothes, brush your teeth, move your physical location, that's a lot of body adrenaline that's going through, and then laying in bed and trying to slam that kid to sleep is not going to be very effective. So make sure you allow enough time, maybe kind of have a little routine where throughout the evening you do step 1, do step 2, and just kind of get to the zone you want to get to. Some people don't like this. My husband complains about this. He says, bedtime takes a long time. Well, yeah, you should allow enough space in your evening to wind down for the day. Not everybody's a dad who can just fall asleep at the tip of a hat. So if your kiddos struggle with that, some kids can be running and fall right asleep. That is fine for them. But if your kids have trouble with that wind down, start earlier than you think you need to, turn off the lights and start that routine. The third step I have is make sure to connect with your child at their eye level. It's really heartwarming to them to feel like you're at the level, to feel that confidant kind of coziness with you, and that helps their hearts and emotions feel connected with you and with someone at the end of the day, and that kind of lets out those hormones to allow you to go to sleep. So if we're above them and talking at them and telling them to brush their teeth, telling them to get dressed, telling them to get in bed, that's not the same as if you are literally sitting on the floor near them and having and discussing those to-dos to get ready for bed together. So that was advice that somebody gave me years ago that really has stuck with me. If you get on your child's level, either sitting on the floor, kneeling next to their bed, and having that on their level conversation, it really helps them wind their bodies down. And then the last thing would be, after you've done those 3 steps, is then you choose a book to read with them. Either them read it to you or you read it to them. That's what their heart needs to hear at that time. So if you have a kid who's dealing with bullying, read a story on that subject. If you have a kid who's dealing with high expectations for themselves in school. I even read a book with my kids recently about racism and how to help kids, how to help friends who are experiencing that. Something that is, you've set the scene, now you can read a book that really will touch them on a different level than if you're flipping through a book, reading quickly. Now, of course, if you need help falling asleep, the book that I would recommend is my book called Dream Rock, and it's a sleep method that after you've done all these steps, it really will help your kids calm their bodies, connect with their parents, think positive thoughts, and help them drift off to sleep peacefully and hopefully stay asleep because their body has now calm down to that level. I hope those are helpful. Please let me know if you have any sleep questions at all for your kiddos, or if you have any friends who need this help, because it's so important for families, both kids and parents, to get good sleep every night. Thanks.